Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and rock and roll. So we are doing Brood War number 8. We've got this first map, and it is Inside Job against Firehex. This is the lower bracket, round 2. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first map is going to be Litmus. This is a ZVT 2-player map. Let's get into it. So let's go ahead and what is it? Alt tab? No, that's not. Shift tab. There we go. Blue Terran up in the top right. This is Firehex, and in the bottom right we have our red Zerg, IJ, Inside Job 911. And then if we take a look at the map, we have Litmus, 2-player map, one of the newer maps in this map pool. Really kind of an interesting one. A lot to kind of dive into here. First and foremost, it starts with 2 gases in the main, each one having 3,000 gas. Your natural is obviously just right outside your ramp, but there is a second ramp that expands off of each main, and it goes along this long path that then has some destructible terrain and minerals that you can do some wonky shenanigans with. The map is also kind of really focused on kind of just like vertical lanes. There's kind of this main middle lane, this one over here that goes through kind of this middle expansion, and then an elevated one. Over here in the far left, you don't really see that get used too much as of yet, as people are figuring this map out, but it's there. So going into it, right off the rip, we just have Supply Depot going down for Firehex. I only see 3 drones over here for IJ. Okay, so we do have a 4-pool happening. And this might be really quick. Now, he is, Firehex is going to have this wall show up, but he's not going to have much, and we'll have to see if he sends out an early scout and catches any wind of this. Okay, so at 12 supply, he is going to send out his SCV, and we'll have to see if it's going to be too late for him. We already see the Lings moving out. We've got 6 of them. Going out for IJ. The SCV is going to see them. It's going to get knocked out. And we'll see if he just moves straight across the map. So he is heading straight across the map. We'll see what the reaction is. We do have a couple SCVs being pulled from the line. More joining the ranks. It looks like he's going to try to just like plug these holes. But the barracks just now finishing up. It's going to really come down to how well these SCVs can sit here, and without another unit to kind of like make them hold position, they're going to do wonky stuff like this, right? And so the Zerglings are going to run in here, and this might be it. Okay, so we do have a Marine out. How can Firehex control these SCVs to try to keep that Marine alive and get him somewhere where he can start shooting? Unfortunately for him, the Zerglings are going to just start going ham. The rest of the SCVs are being pulled. And this looks like an absolute disaster. It does look like IJ is probably going to be taking the first map in this series with a cheeky little 4-pool. I don't think we've streamed a 4-pool in StarCraft Underground so far. Okay, so Marines showing up, but I mean, we're only down to 4 SCVs, which is still more than the drones for IJ. A second Marine coming. Still a lot of Lings, though. Microing his heart out. Firehex, I just don't think is going to have it. SCVs are all going down. Here goes the command center. 2 Marines. The 1 SCV running away. He's got enough minerals for 1 more and 1 in the queue. So if he can try to micro these Marines... But, I mean, there's more Lings coming across the map. I think this is about it. Firehex throws in the GG. And that is a very quick game number 1. I'm going to go ahead and update the thingy here. So IJ... going to be up 1-0 over Firehex. Why is this thing doing this? Okay, hopefully that updated. If not, whatever. Let's go into game number 2. That was quick. That was like a 3.5-minute game. Alright, so game number 2, Brood War tournament number 8, lower bracket, round 2. So both of these players playing for their tournament life here, whoever loses this best of 3 series is going to be out of the number 8 tournament. Alright, so we do have Metropolis. Okay, this time we got our red Terran Fire Hex in the top right. Our blue Zerg inside job in the bottom right. IJ kicking it off the series with a 4 pool last game. Ended up closing it up in about 3.5 minutes. Some really good micro by Firehex as well, but there's only so much you can do, especially when you don't have a Marine out for your SCVs to kind of hold position in those holes. I have seen players like use their SCVs to like attack a barracks or something to kind of keep them holding still. But regardless, it's super hard to do. And there was a lot of lings. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at this map, Metropolis, really the biggest features are the fact that you have these large kind of offshoots of your main that are very droppable. You have this huge gap behind the natural, which can be a huge pain in the butt if you can get like vultures back there or lurkers back there. And some of the real, contested terrain ends up being kind of this area, right outside the natural, and allows access up to this third base. A lot of the fights happen kind of like right in this area. So we'll go ahead and see what happens this match. We're seeing another really low drone count here from IJ. This looks like a 5 pool. Are we gonna see a repeat? Just a double cheese. Okay, same kind of build here from Firehex as well. And he is, luckily for him, scouting in the right direction. So he is going to come down here and he's going to see these Zerglings popping out. Now the Overlord's going to get over here and he's going to see this wall and he's going to get confirmation as well as these Zerglings pop out and start heading up north. Okay, so I don't know if he really saw the direction that that SCV came from. Still, as of yet, doesn't have confirmation, so he might just be yeeting these Zerglings over here to the bottom left, which is going to buy Firehex just a little bit of time to get all these SCVs down here. He's going to start, like, choking up this this hole. This is going to allow him to get at least 1, maybe 2 Marines out before the Zerglings arrive. And here they come. They're coming up here to the top right. More joining, so it looks like he's going to be hitting with 8. But the bunker is being started this time. So already this looks a lot better than it did when we were looking at the same situation over on Litmus. Okay, all the SCVs hanging out here. He still does have several mining. Oh my gosh! It just ran right around. Oh no! Catastrophic. I mean, there's not a ton of SCVs up here, so luckily he still has the Marine. Oh my gosh. Huge fight. The Zerglings do look like they're being cleaned up. The Marine is going to hang out here in the mineral line. Still looking a lot better than it did last game, but he needs to keep this Marine alive. Okay, he's got 2 more in the bunker, so really, he did it. He held it off. Oh my gosh, that looked so bad though for Firehex, as IJ just kind of was like, alright, cool, whatever, I'll just run around. Awesome. Well, okay, that's 2 matches in essentially 0 minutes. Okay, I don't know why my notepad thing is doing this. I'm trying to update the text. Alright, hopefully that updated. Okay, cool. Let's go into the decider. And I don't know what the odds are that we're going to see another 4 or 5 pool. Actually, you know what would be kind of fun is if we go the other way and Firehex just BBS's. And we get a Terran cheese out of it. Alrighty, we are switching colors this time. It does look like we have IJ up in the top right, our red Zerg. We've got Firehex in the bottom right, our blue Terran. Now this is the match to decide who gets to continue going on in Brood War Tournament number 8. And it's crazy to think, because this is Brood War Tournament number 8, and today we actually, I think, just fired Brood War Tournament number 23. So, a lot of these to do. Now this is Polestar. If we look at Polestar, a couple key things to note. Minerals on the ramp here, some eggs. The natural is in this large kind of depressed area, with high ground all around it. And you have your third here with gas. So the third on this map, not a mineral only expansion, and pretty easy to access. But some things to note, like we do have a Terran playing, right? So like siege tanks can shoot over this wall, which is kind of interesting and comes into play sometimes. But when we talk about areas that are often contested, it's these little high ground portions tend to become pretty key terrain on both players' sides. So let's go ahead and kill the map, and let's get into it. Already we've seen more drones made by IJ than we have the entire series so far. Looks like he's, you know, still going for a little bit of an aggressive build, but he's pulling the foot off the pedal a little bit. Same thing from Firehex, sending out his scout on 12. Does look like IJ sending a scout out as well. I don't know if he's going to go send this to make a hatchery somewhere. He is banking up some minerals. Turns them into lings. He's got 6 lings coming out. And this is a lot of fun. I don't know if I've seen IJ play in StarCraft Underground. Okay, and now we're going to have the second hatchery come up once these Zerglings move out. He is trying to get over to Firehex's base rather quickly. He has the Overlord over here. He can see what's going on, and he can kind of maybe feign this pressure and maybe force an SCV pull, and that's exactly what he's doing, which I really like. Now, the SCV's up here, and you can see that there's still a good amount of drones, but he hasn't confirmed that there's an expansion coming up. So this makes sense for Firehex to definitely respect this after the last 2 games, but I really like how IJ has kind of set this up to put himself in an economic lead in this game number 3. And not only that, but these Zerglings are coming in here and still getting work done. Running right up into the main. Catching some of these SCVs. Now, a couple of these Marines are making their way back here to the mineral line. This will get cleaned up, but it's definitely a huge pain in the butt. Another straggler ling heading over here. But this looks like it's going to end up being an actual game. The ling's still doing work. It looks like they took out the Marines. Maybe a little bit of miss micro there by Firehex. Alright, SCV's fighting back. Looks like only, what, 2 lings remaining? A little bit of a supply block also for our Zerg player. No Overlords in production as of right now, but droning up. And I'm wondering what kind of counterpunch may be available to Firehex. He's got about 4 Marines here. It seems a little bit discombobulated from the Zergling pressure. SCV's kind of all over the place, which is totally natural. Getting the expansion down. And here we go. So this is going to be all cleaned up. Both players macroing. Getting back into it. Now we do have the layer. I would imagine IJ might go Spire here. Yep, there's the Spire. And so now Firehex needs to get this expansion up, get that eBay up, and start thinking turrets. Now the eBay is going down. He knows as he's approaching kind of that 5-minute, that 5.5-minute mark, when you really want to try to have some of your air defense. I don't think he's going to have a push available. His economy was kind of hit. So he's going to have to kind of wait, repel the Mutalisks, and then move out. Okay, he's going to send a second scout. Try to get eyes on that tech. He doesn't have an academy for a scan. Getting a second barracks. Yeah. Overall, it's going to come down to how hard these Mutalisks can hit here for IJ. Now, the eBay is complete, but there's not a whole lot of minerals right now for Firehex to start throwing down some turrets. And it has me worried that Fire Hex is going to take a decent amount of damage off this initial rip. Okay, Spire is complete. How many mutas do we got? We've got 3 in production, 5 in production. Not bad. Still some minerals and gas to continue pumping into Mutalisks. Just a few lings outside the natural. They're going to be able to come in at the same time if wanted. Okay, and we do have some turrets getting dropped down. So we have 2 at the natural. That feels good. Not sure what happened there. That might have just been a placement. We got 2 going up at the main, 1 going up in production. Okay, so that feels good. And they're all going to be complete by the time the Mutalisks get here. Yeah, I think Fire Hex is okay. Got 5 Marines. I guess 7. But he has that second barracks up. He's investing into more turrets. Now the Mutalisks are taking some good damage here. And they're going to have to pull back a little bit. A couple more being rallied over to the natural. And IJ's expanding behind this. His supply is looking really commanding right now. 42 to 29. Sitting on a supply block. As soon as he pumps out some overlords, he's got the economy to really kind of overwhelm. We have Stim on the way. We have some medics coming out. Firehack's really doing a good job of just keeping his macro going, recovering from that early economic damage. And if he can get a good engagement on these Mutalisks and really wear down those numbers, or get a sufficient enough bio ball and move out, force the Zerg back, he'll be feeling good. Good repair going on here on the turret, getting a lot of extra damage, but now some of the SCVs are going down. Good SCV pull to the north side of the mineral patches. Ah, here come the Marines! Get them, boys! Okay, the Mutalisks are going to have to fly away. Alright, so worker count is still in favor of IJ. Nice little weak spot there identified. This is a major pain in the butt. Look at that, just huge chunks of damage going into that barracks. He's going to have to lift that to safety. And that opens up a huge path here in the event that some additional Zerglings get made and want to get pushed through. But it does look like IJ is just kind of continuing the Mutalisk production. Getting Carapace upgrades, getting Flyer upgrades. Oh, looks like they're diving in. Totally missed it. Okay, so we have 8 remaining Mutalisks down here. Now the worker count is looking pretty severe here for Firehex. He's down to 10 SCVs right now. Oh, man. But the turret wall up here is looking pretty good. And he's moving out with that bio. Okay, so if Firehex can get some damage, get out on the map, get some good engagements on these Mutalisks. 10 is still a good amount. There's an 11th one over here. He's only just now getting range upgraded, but it'll be done here in just a second. And I think he's still in this. Here we go. Ooh, big hits from the Mutalisks. This is really tearing up this bio ball. Moving back to the safety of the turret in the bunker. I don't know. This is going to be... if Firehex can come back from this, it's going to be a little bit of a long road. Definitely an uphill battle at this point. No turrets. A turret's just now being rebuilt over here, but it's going to be just a little late. These Mutalisks are going to catch it. And down goes the academy. Oh, I totally did. I totally missed if the range upgrade was completed or not. Oh man, this is painful. Now the bio ball is going to head up here and try to fend off these Mutalisks. But so much damage has been done. I mean, 9 SCVs right now for our Terran hero. Okay, good jump on the Mutalisk there. Knocking a couple of them out. And it gets a little quiet. Let's see what we're dealing with here. We got 3 Sunkens. We're already at Hive Tech. An Ultralisk Cavern being made. The Firehex doing what he can. Keeping these Mutalisks out of his base. He's at the point with his Bioforce that it's pretty dangerous for these Mutalisks to keep trying to fly in. But once these Ultralisks come out, it's going to be pretty rough. Gonna be pretty rough. And this really all came, like, I love the position that IJ's in right now, and I especially love it because of the setup from the past 2 games. The past 2 games really set him up for success in match number 3. He did the 4 pool, then he did like a 5 pool, and then he did like an aggressive, it was kind of like just like a 9 pool or whatever into hatchery. And the forced reaction and the damage done to the SCVs on Firehex's side is what allowed this game to go in his favor. So really cool from how he kind of like thought about this series as a whole. Okay, we have the academy being rebuilt down on the low ground. We still have upgrades being completed from here. We have a little bit of a lull. And this is all because we have Ultralisks and every upgrade imaginable being generated here from IJ. So we don't have kind of like Mutalisk numbers at a healthy spot where he can keep poking in. And that's because he's doing a huge tech switch. And all these big elephant-looking dudes are about to go streaming across the map. And I think that's going to be it. That's going to be lights. I just don't see how Firehex is going to really be able to do this. Seven Overlords in production. Yeah, a little bit supply blocked here from the Ultralisk production. Six more Ultralisks. Okay, Firehex is trying to move out. And I don't think he's been able to scan. Maybe he did. Those look kind of circular. But I'm not sure he knows what's really in store. Okay, there was a scan. Okay, so he sees all the Ultralisks. And that's going to be, I think, the trigger here for IJ to move out. The bio's out in the open. Firehex knows he needs to try something. And here we go. It's like a lawnmower of Zerg coming through right now. And that's going to be it. That's going to do it for the lower bracket. Round 2. IJ is going to advance to the next round in the series. And Firehex is out of the tournament. That was a good time. That was a good time. We saw essentially 4 pools into a nice game that at least got into kind of macro and late game tech.